Well, hey there, guys. Welcome. It's a Friday. It's April the 29th, and this is episode 29 of Southern Expressions with Tommy Ellison. I'm your host, and we're going to be looking again at more and more of those Southern expressions and sometimes Southern words that we've been looking at all month long here in April, because we're creating every day in April, and that's what CETA is all about, right? And today we're going to be looking at an expression that comes from the letter Y. In fact, it's an expression you've been seeing every day so far because I sign off with it. And that's the expression, y'all come. Y'all come. We'll kind of unpack that one a little bit and see what we do with that expression, if you don't mind. Let's get started. You know, the expression y'all come is pretty much, I would say, predominant in the South, and you'll see a little bit more about that in just a second. But it's a contraction, Y being the you and all being all, you all. And of course, you all come is just an expression that we say, why don't y'all come on over? Come on. Why don't you come to my house? Hey, where are we going to eat tonight? Well, y'all come. We're fixing supper. Well, that's where the expression came from. And I've got to do a little bit of research on this, and I found out that I'm not the only one. In fact, there's some folks up at Harvard University, of all places, that decided they were going to talk about y'all and see where that contraction, dadgum contraction, came from. Well, they also found out where it's used. And they made this pretty little map. I guess, you know, if you get a lot of money from the federal government and some kind of a grant, you know, a few $1 million to study a word, that's a whole nother can of worms there, buddy. Anyway, if you get that kind of money and you're going to do something with it, I guess you better make it look pretty, kind of like putting lipstick on the pig. And they came up with this nice map. In fact, you can see from the map that folks on that dark blue down in Mississippi and Louisiana, just about everybody uses the term y'all. Over 80% of the population. Little babies pop out and go, hey, y'all. You know, your grandma says, where y'all gonna be? People dying and giving up the ghosts. Put on their tombstone, you know, the hypochondriacs, they'll put on their tombstone, they'll say, I told y'all I was sick. Anyway, and in different parts of the country, a different percentage of the population are using that term. In fact, if you get up to like Rhode Island, Connecticut, and the upper north, you'll see that less than 2% use it. And that surprised me. I figured it'd be absolutely zero. There must be some transplants from the deep south that been working up there, making a living in the north. Bless their heart. That's a whole nother set of expressions. Bless their heart. Well, anyway, there's another study. It was done over in North Carolina, and they kind of looked at the derivatives of the term y'all. Now, derivative, of course, is a word that, well, it means like a fake or a copy of, an illicit copy of, and so the term y'all is the original, but you've got these derivatives. And by the way, you know, derivatives is a big old fancy word, isn't it? I mean, why use a big word when you can use a diminutive one instead? So it's like fake news. But you look at that map and you see that there's folks that use the term y'all, and they're pretty much located in the South. But yet you go up into Kentucky, and only in Kentucky, they use the term you all. You all. Sounds like a waste of breath there when you can just say y'all. You all. Takes a little work to say that. And then up in the north where you've got, you know, well, we call them Yankees, you know, the Y word. But they'll say use. Or I've noticed in Philadelphia area and Pennsylvania and upstate New York, they'll say, use guys. Hey, use guys going to the dog racing tonight? Or use guys going to get together and have some dinner? Or they'll just say, you guys. you guys instead of y'all. I know they're copies. You may be using them. Outside the boundary of the U.S., I don't know what y'all say. I mean, it's like in all these foreign languages, y'all probably don't have a word like y'all. In fact, y'all kind of have a different word for everything when you hear these foreign languages. Well, I digress. Here also, there's a little verse in the Bible, I think it's in Psalms, it says, "The Lord will guard your going out and your coming in from this time and forever." And you're probably saying to yourself, well, why in the world would you be bringing that in the middle of this discussion? Well, you see, the word "y'all come" can actually be used in your going out and your coming in. Let me show you what I mean. See, here's a state sign of Alabama. You drive into Alabama, you'll see a sign like this. It says, "Y'all come," which means you're coming in to Alabama. That's your coming. But you also see, when you leave, they'll say, "Thanks, y'all come back." So that's your going, and that's your coming. And it's captured perfectly by the same phrase, "Y'all come." In fact, and sometimes when you get to a place, they just kind of like to remind you, using the term "y'all," that you're here. Like this little water tower. "Florence, y'all. Florence, y'all." I remember old Jeff Foxworthy used to say, you can tell you're a redneck if you have to climb a water tower to defend the honor of your girlfriend. Well, some of you may know what that means. But Florence, y'all. Cedar, y'all. Y'all are here. Enjoy it while you can. Well, and then some folks just get so comfortable with that expression, they just want to use it where they hang out the most. Like the "Y'all Come Back Saloon," or the "Y'all Come Back Diner," or the "Y'all Come Cafe." Just an expression of making folks welcome. Want them to come be here. Spend a little money. Keep Alabama green. Keep Texas green. That "Y'all Come Back Saloon's actually down in Florida. Well, it's a word of comfort. It's a coming and cheer. I'll protect you in your coming and your going. And that's what "y'all come" is all about. Just making you feel at home. Just being hospitable. Just being nice. Just loving on you and hoping you'll spend your money and keep Alabama green. Well, tomorrow we're going to be looking at the letter Z, and it is a doozy. So I hope you'll join me tomorrow on episode 30, the 30th day of April, the last day of the month, the sayonara, the arrivederci, the ciao, the aloha of Sita. You didn't know I knew all those words, did you? We'll be looking at Z tomorrow. But in the meantime, if you get to Alabama, I hope you'll look me up. Allow me to be your host. Let me be your host in Alabama. Okay? Deal? You promise? All right. I'll leave you with this. Y'all come.